Welcome back everyone to Speed 4 Racing, and here we are for round 2 of Season 18. The Australian Grand Prix from the streets of Melbourne. After the madness of Belgium, we've flown halfway around the world to Down Under to Albert Park, a track that's fast flowing and also good for overtaking as well with the modifications of the track and the promoted with the DRS as well, with the 4 DRS zones we have around here. It's a unique event as well, part public road, part racetrack with a mix of high speed blasts, tight corners and heavy braking zones that really test the drivers. It's also unforgiving. You get it wrong around here, you'll either be in a wall or in the gravel before you know it, as we've seen around here in the past as well. Very easy to make mistakes. As we come in here tonight as well, Jensen leading the way after an incredible drive at the Belgian Grand Prix, starting down in 8th place, and he stormed his way through the field to take his first win for Alpine. And Alpine getting their first win since the Belgian Grand Prix last season as well, as Canadians with that victory. So Alpine continuing their winning streak at the Belgian Grand Prix. Let's see if they can get 2 for 2 this time, because that was their first race to win of the season last season for Alpine. But Dominic wasn't far behind, and Dominic, I don't believe, is here tonight, so he won't be a challenger for the race win, as we see a few cars come out on the circuit then. And it was Mo Amino who ran it off P3 at his debut for Ferrari, and a great run as well for the Ferrari team. But Fireblaze was also an outstanding drive too, because he's one of the drivers that climbed to the field from 14th to finish 4th on the day, and that sort of form could turn the season around. Pole sitter Logic Abe Jr. We're looking to bounce back after slipping to 5th place. Whilst Nordis is not here tonight, unfortunately, but unfortunately for him, his strategy went down the drain after he did a 2-stop strategy, and it turned out to be the wrong one as well. It is difficult because tyre wear is a massive killer around on this game. And hello Keith, how are you doing, mate? Hopefully you're doing alright. But tyre wear has been the main significant thing this season as well on this game, because it is very difficult. As a driver myself, I tried to do a one-stop strategy. You want to do a one-stop, that is the way to go. But it's all about managing tyres, you see. And if you can manage your tyres really well, treat them well in the first stage of the Grand Prix, then in for a good one. But unfortunately, there seems to be a problem with pad players like me. It's just so difficult to notice tyres. Like the people on the wheel have a big advantage over the rest of the guys on the pad, and that seems to be the way this season as well. So, unlucky to us guys on the pad. It can be very quick, but at the same time, it's just so frustrating when you can't get the one-stop strategy right, because it really compromises your race. You're forced into a 2-stop no matter what, so your race is put at a massive disadvantage. But the first driver on the circuit, I think, is the Alpine driver, is Jensen. So let's go on board with Jensen first, as we tend to go on board with the drivers who go first. Here we are through turn 1 and turn 2, the fast flowing in and out immediately, coming through turn 2. DRS enabled as we head down towards the braking zone, in towards 3, braking at the 100-meter board, slowing the car down as we get back on the front. So bring it over to the right there to get a good exit through the left part in turn 4. Now through turn 5, this should be an easy flat out corner, which it is these days in F1, as we head towards the new modified turn 6, heading through the corner as we get out quickly. It's a very fast corner, and it's very easy to make a mistake as well on the exit there on turn 6, it's just easy to go out wide there. And we've seen a few people crash as well, and different people on the gravel. Alex Albon, George also be one of them too, as Jensen now flicks his way in towards turn 9 and turn 10. Look at that, too much curve on the inside. Unfortunately has been thrown off the track there, so Jensen, unfortunately for him, has lost a bit of time. He still keeps going though, because the lap time is not validated, so it's still legal, and therefore can still continue the lap and finish it. But of course, it's not going to be his best one. So here comes Jensen now towards the penultimate corner in turn 30, the slow corner. Now 14 we go, to the final corner we go. DRS wide open, back on the power, use the battery, and let's see what the lap time is for Jensen. A 50.5, which is not too bad, you know. Quite a competitive lap time considering the circumstances, as Yusuf goes into P2 in the Racing Bull, and we've got more to cross the line. Look at the McLaren driver, Harry Kane's back. So Harry Kane is back, and we just went to the ball with him, didn't we? That was a McLaren that went down the straight. It's Neymar, former Div 2 driver, is there. And look at the beautiful chrome livery car. But you know what's funny? That both McLaren... Oh, what's he doing? He spun the car. That's a very bizarre spin indeed, it must be said. But hopefully he can get back on the track immediately without being disqualified. But was it a lap? He was on a lap, but he slowed down, didn't he? Exit turn 2. So it's had a major issue already on this lap. But look at this McLaren compared to Harry Kane. Notice the difference. In fact, well, they're both chrome. So I saw that in other races that both McLarens weren't chrome. It was only one of them, so they must have fixed it. I don't know when, but Yeast goes up into P6 in the Haas, a driver who has competed before and took part in races in Division 2 and Division 1. He's back, he's up into P7 in the Haas, and Ramavaj goes into P5, Fireblaze P4, and Rising Star up into P3 in the race. But it was a difficult race for Rising Star, unfortunately. He is a driver that suffers in general in terms of longevity. His pace, unfortunately, hasn't been quite up there yet. He's got good pace, but when it comes to long distances, that's when he tends to suffer and drop backwards in the race. Mo Nemo is doing a really good job once again in P2, showing some tremendous pace with a 15.666 and currently in second place as well. The man that finished in P3 at the Belgian Grand Prix, and it was his teammate of Velocito Jr. who took pole at his home Grand Prix, but he dropped backwards too, especially in the second stint, so he didn't have the pace as he spins the car. Oh, that's a lovely drift, but keeps it out of the water. And that's it. The cause of that is touching the grass on the outside. You don't want to be doing that as well. You really want to use a wide angle, and there's a Haas behind us. I wonder if that Haas is on a lap time. Is that Yeast? Yeast is in the pit lane. He has a validator, so that doesn't matter. So luckily for him, he wasn't on a lap time. But there is Hurricane. He is back, ladies and gentlemen. A well-known figure amongst the SFR community and paddock as well. A great guy, a competitive driver. Was in the Red Bull, but he's back at McLaren. Just like in season 15, he's back in the McLaren, and it really does bring back some good old memories too from Hurricane as he makes his way now towards turn 9 and turn 10. Let's see if the Norwegian driver still has the pace to compete. Yes, it was a difficult season. He did drop off the pace a little bit, but I really hope as well that he can turn it around, because I think he had one win last season, and admittedly I forgot where it was, but he definitely had one at least, because I think it was Abu Dhabi last season. It could have been. But he really did struggle, did Hurricane, and hopefully we can see what he could do once again as he makes his way now towards the final corner. Power down to the line he goes, and let's see what lap time this is for the McLaren driver. He's up into P5 with a 16.0. But I can't seem to look at the other results, like the other standings from previous seasons, because the drop down for me isn't there, unfortunately. So I would love to go back and watch, because you know me, I love stats and figures. As Samed goes up into P13 in the Williams, his best result was at the Brazilian Grand Prix a couple of seasons ago when he was challenging for the win against Hazara, and he really shows a good pace. But he has been struggling too on this F1 game, and every single driver as well has got potential, but it's just piecing things together, like keeping it consistent, keeping it clean and smooth. But it does seem to take a while for some drivers, but others, they're doing a good job so far. Both RPs first and fourth. Fireblaze invalidated on his last lap in qualifying at the Belgian Grand Prix, and that's why he started at a P14, but he finished P4 with a fantastic recovery race, making his way through the field and got himself up into P4 at the end of it as well. 8 minutes has gone, 10 minutes left in this qualifying session, and so far this man is on pole. He's about to go for his second lap time once again. Here comes Jensen around the final corner, and let's see what the RP driver could do then as he makes his way towards the line to start a flying lap. But Hurricane in season 16 had 11 wins and 15 podiums. Can't believe it as well. He was so dominant. But the thing is though, he wasn't dominant all the time, especially on the track. It looks like on paper he was dominant. If you were neutral and had no idea about what happened in league racing, or haven't watched any videos or live streams, Jensen goes off the track in turn 5 and invalidates. You look on paper, says, oh, Hurricane's got 11 wins and 50 podiums. Very dominant season for him. Must be a boring season. But it wasn't. It really wasn't. Hurricane had to fight very hard and had a brilliant, well-earned victories as well throughout the season as well, because he wasn't even like dominating the races or leading majority of the times. He was coordinated. He planned his attacks at the right time and got himself up to the field as well. Maybe on the last few laps of the Grand Prix, because sometimes it didn't look like Hurricane was going to win. Other people had it in their hands, but Hurricane, being so methodical and high IQ racing with his good strategies and good moves, always managed to find himself to win a Grand Prix. Sorry about the Hurricane glaze, but of course he is the champion, of course, of season 16 and season 15 as well. The two-time champion of SFR trying to go for his third championship this season, but let's see then what he could do on his return back in Australia. Here comes Fireblaze, Jensen's teammate. Fireblaze didn't win a Grand Prix last season. It was season 16 when he tasted victory at the Mexican Grand Prix. And guess what? I was his teammate too on that day. And ever since then, he hasn't won. So maybe I should race again for once and get him that victory, because it was probably a good good luck victory for him. But Fireblaze coming now towards the right-hander. Flat tire as well in 6th gear on the very edge of track limits, coming towards 13 and 14. To the final corner we go. The tyres are very hot at this stage, but manages it really well. The car seems well planted and well balanced. And here comes the RP driver. Across the line he goes. It's pole! Fireblaze is on a professional pole with a 15.405. Great lap time there for Fireblaze in first place. A tenth ahead of his teammate Jensen in second place, who I believe is going for his second lap, as Moanimo is currently now making his way towards the other side of the track. And let's see his intermediate split. About to find out what he could do in the sector. A tenth up in the sector there is Moanimo. Keep it nice and clean through turn out of turn 10. Carry the speed all the way through. Then full throttle down towards the left of the heavy braker zone. And you're down a couple of gears in towards third gear. We go. Clipping the apex really nice to make sure you're very smooth and clean on traction there as well. In the background, there's Neymar going through turn number 11, I think it is as well. Now we can see Mo coming towards the final couple of corners on this racetrack, and let's see what lap time he can produce as we see Yusuf go up into P5 in the racing ball. We've got Mo coming towards the line now. He goes P2. Wow, that is a great lap time, and he was so close as well, almost. I think he's exactly under 400 slower than Fireblaze. Yep, and Jensen goes back towards the pole sitter as well. It's a 50.313, and he puts that car on pole once again then. So Jensen there taking pole away from his teammate Fireblaze. It's an RP1-2 around here at the Australian Grand Prix as well. Alpine, well Renault shall I say, with Fernando Alonso as well. Used to have success around here, but Renault hasn't really had much success since they became Renault, really. Well, Lotus, yeah, Kimi Räikkönen won, didn't he, in 2013, Lotus Renault. But when they became Renault again, I don't think they had much success, did they, after that? I don't recall. I think Ricciardo in 2019 had full wind damage, didn't he, at the very start of the Grand Prix. And they haven't really been on the podium for a long time around here at the Australian Grand Prix. That's by memory as well. I haven't even researched that, so just trying to remember. Here is our pole sitter from last week. It is Vlhčev Jr. as he took pole in the wet conditions, but now it's conversely dry. And let's see, he's got the dry pace to take pole. He did drop backwards in the race, but I think he was just like a pace, really. I think other people were just faster than him. I'm not quite sure if he was struggling or that was his general pace, but he is a Division 2 driver from last season. Very quick, took a few wins as well. He had to fight very hard with Yusuf Farouk and the other Yusuf Shabek as well. The two Egyptian drivers he had to fight against very hard. He was teammates with one of them as well. I think it was Yusuf Farouk, Mr. Joker, he was teammates with, and they did not get on whatsoever, did they? Back in the racing ball. They made contact in turn 5 at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and the sparks really ignited between those two as well. So hopefully nothing dramatic like that will happen again for those two. I'm pretty sure Vlhčev Jr. was very happy when Yusuf Farouk got promoted up to a different team, as he was teammates with his fellow Egyptian driver. Rises Storm into P4 in the racing ball. There he is then, as he makes his way now towards the left-hander coming through turn 5. We saw Robert Kubica, Sebastian Vettel had their moment as well at this particular part of the racetrack. Caused sparks between those two, and it also caused sparks as well when I think Lewis Hamilton and Timo Glock had a bit. Was it Yana Trulli? No, it was Timo Glock, because I think Glock went off the track in towards turn 14. Could have been Yana Trulli. I'm not quite sure who it was, but you know what I mean. Back in 2009, it was Button, Barrichello, then it was a Toyota. But Lewis Hamilton was P3, but I think he got disqualified for lying, and that Malaysian press conference as well. Seems like a very long time ago. People are like, it's so easy to forget nowadays, but it's just that so many memories can be forgotten sometimes. But yeah, Jensen Button won the 2009 not British GP, but Australian Grand Prix after Braun was introduced as well after Honda left. Here goes Riser Star towards the final corner with the DRS wide open. Let's see what he could do as he goes or stays P4, but he does improve with a 15.5. What was it? I didn't see it. So what was it? A 50.531. Just a few thousands back from Mo, or a few hundreds back, should I say, not thousands, because my eyes are not very good. Here comes MDJ, a man who's in the Red Bull after he was in the McLaren, I think, No, it wasn't McLaren. I think it was in the Williams last season, but I'm talking about season 15. Has MDJ and Harry Kane swapped around for season 15? Was MDJ in the McLaren? Yeah. So Harry Kane and MDJ were two teammates in season 15, weren't they? As MDJ goes up into P13, there with 17.3, 2 seconds off the pace is the Red Bull driver. But I really hope you can find it in the latter stage of qualifying. There's only 14 people here tonight, unfortunately, so I'm not quite sure what's wrong with the attendance. We saw a full house in Division 2 and Division 3. But something seems to be going wrong in Division 1 as well. Hopefully it's not people giving up. Hopefully it's people on holiday, etc. So I really hope the attendance is better. And yeah, I know we really had the glimpse of the glamours as well. Season 15, 16, 17, like full attendance all the time. I do miss the peak season of like 14, 15, 16, 17. Of course, I wasn't here from season 30 before, but I have an idea of the attendance as well, judging by the race results. I know this league has had a bit of a downfall period as well in the past seasons, but I think that season 14 onwards was just mega, absolutely mega as well. I love the racing, I love the community. It does need to be improved, I dare say, but of course things happen for a reason, extenuating circumstances, so we've got a lot to improve as drivers, admins, commentators, etc. We all need to improve. But there's 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to go on the clock as we watch MDJ head his way back in the pit lane. The two LP boys are out as we watch Jensen go through turn 2. That is on the very edge of track limits there in turn 2. The best ever pole time I've ever seen is a 14.9. And I don't think we're going to get anywhere near that territory. It could be possible, but Jensen's going to push absolutely hard, try and find the absolute brink of limits as well. There's his teammate, surely not a slipstream, is it, between the two Alpines? And it is! Wow, Fireblaze is going to give his teammate a slipstream, so I really hope the favours are turned on the next lap for Fireblaze. So that's a very nice gesture from Fireblaze there, as he gets a lovely tow, 345 kilometers an hour, or 35 shall I say, and he's almost 2/10 up as well as he flicks his way in towards turn 9 and turn 10. Good change of direction as well. Very smooth on the steering. The car seems to be compliant as he heads down in towards 11. Hard on the brakes once again. It's so easy to mess this up as well, especially at the exit as well, as you might lose traction, but the tyres getting very hard at this stage of the Grand Prix. Just a little lift off there through turn 12. Now coming towards the final couple of corners, in towards 13 and 14, keep it nice and tidy and pinned. He does. Oh, touched the wall on the outside there with the DRS wide open. Here comes Jensen towards the line now. A 40.9. Unbelievable, we did it. We have done it. A 49. Wow. Thank you, Jensen, there. That is absolutely sensational. That's literally a definition of flying lap as well, because the last time I saw it was like a couple of weeks ago, a 40.9, and he's done it once again. What a blistering lap time, and I dare say that could be a headache for other drivers, especially people in 16s as well, because they're quite far away on the people in 16s. The favour has been returned, and Fireblaze! He has invalidated his lap time, and I don't think it's over. Qualifying is over. He doesn't have the time to do it again. So unfortunately for him, he will not get the benefit of the slipstream and improve his lap time. So P2 best for him. He will not take pole. And Mo and Nemo, it's up to you to see if you can split the LPs at least, because it's going to be quite difficult to get towards Jensen. So let's say if Mo in the Ferrari has it in him to get at least one ahead of one LP for his race as well, because getting stuck behind 2 will probably be detrimental for his race as well and ruin his strategy. So hopefully for him, he can leapfrog one of them as he now heads towards turn 6. He goes in the Ferrari, as Ferrari have success around here as well, as Michael Schumacher won 4 times in his career in Ferrari at the Australian Grand Prix. Obviously not his career in Ferrari, but here in Australia, he's tasted victory in Ferrari 4 times. Well, what was the years? 2002, 4, 3, 1? I can't exactly remember exactly, but here he is towards turn 9 and turn 10, and also 2017 with Sebastian Vettel to the victory, and 18 as well, and 2022 when Charles Leclerc had the victory too, and also 2024 with Carlos Sainz. So Ferrari's got a good track record around here, except this year. But this year was a terrible race for them, absolutely terrible. But I don't want to even talk about that, especially with It Must Be the Water. Ferrari have become an absolute joke team, as Mo Nemo makes his way out of the final corner with the DRS wide open. Let's see what he could go. It's a 50.3, and he has split both LP drivers then, exactly what he needs to at least beat one of them. And here comes Rise of Star then towards the line. Let's see what he could do. and he goes up into P2. Wow, and that is 4 thousandths quicker than Mo in P2. Incredible. And here comes Harry Kane towards the line to see what the Norwegian could do. P6 for him, so is that good enough for him? Is he happy with that? I'm not quite sure. And Veloce Jr. is up into P5 ahead of his former teammate in Division 2 of Yusuf. Nice qualifying once again for the Ferrari driver, showing some strong promising pace here in Division 1. So is Yusuf as well. Both of them have done respectively a good job here in Division 1, and Division 2's champion is there too. Burmeister is up into P8, and other people we haven't mentioned so far from Division 2. Adams, Neymar as well, they're there. Adams as well. I think he had a quiet Belgian Grand Prix, didn't he, last time out? Yeah, I say quiet. He had a DNF, unfortunately, so yeah, Adams will be looking to try and improve better here in Australia. So that is it. That will conclude the qualifying session here at the Australian Grand Prix. And we move on to the race then. And there is your pole sitter. It is Jensen on pole ahead of Rising Star. And Mo Nemo in P3, Fireblades in 4th place in the Alpine, which we didn't see improve as he validated on his last lap as well in Belgium. Cost him dearly, and probably once again. Veloce Jr. in P5 ahead of Yusuf Farouk, ahead of Harry Kane, Burmeister in P8 as well. Look at that. Two champions of Division 1 and Division 2 close together. Ramovaj in P9 ahead of Neymar and Adams and Yeast. MDJ and Samid ran off the top 14 for this race. I'll be back with you for the race as well. So you can have a little bit of a break as well, because sometimes, as you know, being a solo commentator is quite difficult because you got to think what to say all the time, because when you have a partner, it's easy because your partner speaks, you stop and think what you want to say next, or reply what your partner says as well. So when you're a solo commentator, you've got to really think hard on what you want to say next, because the action is fast, flowing, constant, and you've got to keep up at all times as well. I'm used to it, but at the same time, though, I rather prefer to have somebody next to me. The drivers have been given the green light to ready up then, as we get ready, because the lights come up here at the moment. Grand Prix for round 2 of Speed 4 racing for season 18. 14 drivers, the engines will be rolling, the grid is set, and we are promised what's to be a blockbuster race here from down under here in Australia. After dominating Belgium, Jensen is right where he wants to be once again, on pole this time after he started in 8th place. Fast, focused and full of confidence and speed. He is the man to beat tonight, but I'll line up alongside him is Mo, the Ferrari rookie who stunned everyone with a podium on debut. The formation lap will be underway very shortly too. But it's his rise to start actually who lines up alongside him after a difficult race in the Belgian Grand Prix. Dropped backwards, but he's up into P2 right now. Can he be the one to take the pole, to take the spotlight away from Jensen? And behind him is Mo as well from starting P3. Be looking at the door of breakout drive as well. And this could be a moment it comes together as well for him. And try and go one better and win here at the Australian Grand Prix. And Fireblazers as well, P4. He started P14, finished P4 at the Belgian Grand Prix, and he's currently started P4 right now. So hopefully as well, he could be the fight and the hunt. Last win was season 16 at the Mexican Grand Prix for Fireblaze. Went winless in season 17, despite finishing second in the championship as well. Considering we had loads of reserve drivers, his consistency was absolutely essential and key for his championship as well. He came so close to winning, but in the end, it was Kanaim who took the spotlight and the championship as well. Kanaim won the championship, then dipped, did a Nico Rosberg and left. Turned up, did his job and left as well. It's incredible how he did it. Only one win, and that was back in Belgium too. And he had a very consistent, he sometimes went too long on one set of tyres, and that cost him towards the end because he didn't have the lap counter, did he, to get the guys after the race. Or during the race, let's say, not after. But yeah, he didn't have laps left to try and catch him. He just left it so late, the strategy. But he learned from it, and he definitely took advice and rectified his mistakes. But we've got 14 drivers then on the grid, 2 of them on the hardcore powered tyres. So they're going long and hard in this Grand Prix, as the rest of them on the mid-range tyres, on the mediums too. It should be a 1-stop, but we might see some people fall into a 2-stop, as tyre wear could be an absolute killer around here as well. But we're all set for Australia, which is now the season opener, especially 2025, because Bahrain was the season opener before, and Austria too back in 2020. But we're back in Australia, and what a place to be from down under. 4 DRS zones, long speed, high speed corners. Look at Rise of Star pointing towards Jensen. Let's see if he gets the launch he needs to get down towards turbo 4, 5 lights. And we go racing, let's go! And Jensen gets an amazing start off the line there, covers for Rise to start as Bowie Nemo's now looking to pounce and attack as we head down in towards turn 1. Jensen maintains the lead of the Grand Prix. Let's look back, look at Fireblaze. He lost the car. Flotcho Jr.'s up into P4. Harry Kane gets ahead of Yusuf Farouk as well. He's up into P6. Crucial move for him. And the yellow flags in the background. Neymar spun, but down the inside goes the racing bull on the McLaren driver. He pushed him off wide there, or maybe Harry Kane went deep. I didn't quite see. But however, Harry Kane has lost the place. He gained, and now he's back down into P7. Burmeister right behind. The Division 2 champion right behind, looking to try and attack the former Division 1 champion, 2-time champion here of SFR is Harry Kane. But so far it is Jensen who leads the Grand Prix, but Rising Star is right to the back of him. Will he pounce immediately as we head down towards turn on and turn 10? He's gaining, but I don't think yet he'll go for the move. He knows there's plenty of opportunity in the Grand Prix as well, with the DRS wide open as well. And Fireblaze, what a bad start for him. Yes, he lost 1 place, but at the same time, though, track position is absolutely a key around here as well, because both Ferraris up into P3 and P4. That could be a massive headache there for Fireblaze, so we've got to try and find a way to split both Ferraris. But once again, both Ferraris are in contention of each other too. 3rd and 4th place, like it was back in Belgium. It was Mo and Nemo who was catching his own teammate of Velocio Jr. This time it could be the other way around as well, as Jensen has a 7-10 advantage, but that advantage will be closed down because the DRS will be enabled on this lap. This is lap 2 out of 29, and so far it looks like everybody's had a clean start. At the rear end of the field, Neymar has caught up in the DRS as well, so very key. Both half winners in P2014 at the back of the field too, so not a great start, but of course on the hardcore powered tyres, so didn't have the grip they needed, did they, to try and get the launch they need. But as long as everybody's in this DRS train, it should be okay. It's a big DRS train so far, but it could be plenty of times and opportunities to overtake around here. It depends when. It should be a 1-stop strategy, hard, medium. That's a very weird strategy indeed. Whoever's going to do that should not do that. But here we go then with the DRS wide open. Let's see if Rice starts patient by this time, or will he decide to attack now? Let's see if he goes for the move now. He doesn't. He stays behind, buys his time, and Sammy does get past Adams. He's up into P11 ahead of the Mercedes driver, who falls back into P12. Both half of us seem to be struggling down there too. MDJ, in fact, MDJ is back in DRS range now, so I wonder, in fact, he's lost it again. And Neymar's overtaken him. He's up into P13. Is the McLaren driver from Division 2 last season, but looks up on the inside as well. Does Neymar, a driver who has also had a victory and a few podiums too in Division 2 last season, but they need to catch up to the DRS train. They've lost it already, and Adams has got a second time already in this Grand Prix, so not good news for him as all these guys file their way through the final corner. Who's that in the foreground going off there? It's like East in the hat. It is East as we head down in towards turn 1. We go. That's the Mercedes of the years. Oh, it's a late braking move. He goes deep. He goes off the track. Oh, he makes. Oh, it's so close there, and through goes Neymar. But unfortunately got blocked there, as here comes the Red Bull driver looking to take advantage of it. 3 abreast in the background we go, in towards turn 3, as we see, look at that. Yeah, MDJ just lost traction there on the exit of turn 3 and gave up 2 places. So that was caused by Adams going deep into towards turn 1. Outbroke himself, went off the track, and almost went to the back of the guy ahead of him too, but kept it within, well, kept his car intact, as we now head on towards the back straight once again. And here comes Rise Star. He's going to go for it around the outside. He puts himself up into first place there, does Rise Star, as he heads through turn 2, so he does have to race through the Grand Prix. Let's see if Morinimo tags Jensen, because Jensen does not have the DRS. Remember, there is one detection point for this DRS zone. So if you get overtaken beforehand in towards turn 10, you could be left exposed down towards turn 11. You can be very careful too how you play this out. Tactical, methodical, coordinated and clever as well, and high IQ racing around here. It's like a high-speed game of 4D chess around here in any track on this game. You can be very, very clever when to plan your moves, etc. as part of car placement as well. As both Ferraris look very competitive so far in the Illustrated Grand Prix. Fireblade's been looking to bounce back. We know his race pace is somewhat, or Hurricane has got a penalty already in this Grand Prix, not the return he needs from the 2-time champion of SFR. As MDJ now in the background gets another penalty as well. His first penalty is Neymar is on the inside of Adams. He outbreaks himself. Adams gets the switch back, and through he goes once again. Neymar there just a bit low the brakes, but this has cost him dearly. Ramovac is also outside the DRS range there too, so a few drivers struggling at the early stage of the Grand Prix. Ramovac also exceeds track limits, but we go back towards the top end of the field, because let's see if anything happens once again, and Jensen will take back first place. So it should be okay for these two, because these two will have control. These two have track position over the rest of the field. They can keep swapping as well. First and second place will keep swapping and try and keep third behind. But with the straights being so long, and with the slipstream and DRS being so powerful down that straight, I've seen first place being shuffled back into third. This is what I love about this track as well, because the DRS is so powerful, the slipstream as well. Sometimes the race leader can be put at a massive disadvantage and be put back into third place as well. So be very careful as well, as Jensen now heads towards the final corner. As we start lap 5 out of 29, Rise Star still in P2. I really hope Rise Star fixes his race pace. I'm not quite sure if he has, because he's still earning the Grand Prix. As the laps tick by, the tyres will get older, and when the tyres get older for Rise Star, he does, I hate to say this every race, I hate to say it, but I've got to say it to remind the people, he does drop backwards. He's one of those drivers that get caught out with the tyres. Not quite sure if he struggles with overheating, or the wear in general, or the balance of the car, if it's suited towards qualifying more than the race. But he just needs to find something, because he's got real potential. He's a threat in league racing, let's not forget, a massive threat. Oh, did he make a mistake out of turn 6, 7? I'm quite sure, but you can see the Ferrari now is right to the back of him as well. So when he pouts in with the DRS open for the Ferrari driver, let's see if he gets past him. Nope, he's a bit too far behind, as Rise Star does use his battery in defense mode, and that battery as well helped him to keep ahead of Morini. But Jensen does go out wide again in towards turn 10, so I really hope no challenge limits are involved. As look at Mo, look in the background there, he's desperate to get past, to put himself into P2, get himself in that sweet spot in towards P2 to be at the back of the lead of the Grand Prix. But where can he do it? He's got to catch Rise Star off guard as well. Oh, almost in the back of him as well, in towards turn 12 and 13, as we head now towards the final corner we go. Oh, look at Mo there, just lost the car on the exit of the final corner too. The DRT is quite effective too, so you can watch out for that. You've got to be very wary of the throttle as well. Oh, Rise Star in towards turn 2. Went off the track there, and he lost a bit of momentum as well. So that could mean Mo and Nemo could get past, but not on this occasion. He stays behind for the time being then. It looks like Rising Star is struggling, and this is unfortunately is an early sign of his weaknesses, and this means Jed's a couple away. Mo, he knows, I don't know if he knows about this, but Rising Star ahead of him, he's got to dispatch it quickly, because if he drops off the pace too much, Jed's a couple away, break away from the DRS, and build a gap. So Mo, who's probably got a better pace than Rising Star, but can't get past him, should get past him as much immediately, but unfortunately he can't because he's stuck in that DRS there as we head towards turn 9 and turn 10. I will swear in the background, it seems to be stale between the guys in the midfield. It's just such a headache being this DRS train, isn't it? We see it every single time, being stuck in the DRS train. Nobody can move forwards except the top two. You've got to just try and catch somebody off guard as well. All the guys there, sometimes a driver might burn all their battery in one lap, save the battery for one lap and push very hard, use it all in the one lap they have as well, the full battery, full one lap deployment to get past as well. That does work sometimes, and it doesn't sometimes, because sometimes if you don't get past or get the move successful, you can be left exposed to the guy behind as well with no battery, and the guy ahead of you, the guy behind will get ahead of you as well. So you can be very careful in terms of using battery, when to use it, when to overtake as well. And sometimes while the undercut, people behind will be looking to do the undercut as well, knowing that they can't get past. So they're going to look for another routes and alternatives in this Grand Prix and try and get past another other way around as well. But so far, it's still Jensen leads Grand Prix, Red Star in P2. Both Ferraris in P3 and P4 doing a really good job so far. This could be another podium for Ferrari, but which way around? Because I'm pretty sure Velocio Jr. will be looking for redemption as well. The top 9 in 1B DRS trade. So Ramavaj in P9 did get himself back in DRS race there, and still a contention, which is very important for his race as well. Neymar, Yeast, Samad, MDJ and Adams have dropped way too far behind because they had their own little squabble a couple of laps ago as well, especially the final corner, and them swapping places, them going deep in the braking zones, them going side by side and making contact, ultimately has dropped them down the order and way out of contention as well. So the battle for P10 is looking interesting, but Neymar behind him has got 4 people with a 3-second time penalty as well. So if Neymar wants to hang on to the top 10, keep ahead of him and make sure he doesn't get a penalty himself. Of course, like I mentioned before as well, there's 2 people on the hard compound tyres there. Safety cars can be caused around here, but with 40 drives, you don't expect a safety car to be caused around here too. We've seen safety cars change the trajectory of the Grand Prix, especially in Division 2. I think a VSC came out in Division 2, and it altered some people's strategy as well. I didn't really watch it all because I didn't have time to, which is not good for me, as I want to get as much information as I can heading in towards these races. But around lap 11 or 12 is when you want to be looking for a pit stop, maybe longer if you can, to preserve those tyres in the first stint and try and tackle later on the Grand Prix as well. Tyre management is going to be an absolute factor in this Grand Prix as well. You've got to make the one-stop work. That's the way to go in league racing. A 2-stop, it's on the brink, isn't it? The 2-stop is really on the brink. It's, Rising Star as well, flirting with the curves on the outside of turn 10, getting all wobbly out of there, and he may have picked himself up a validation 2, or a track limit 1 in there. So Rising Star is going to be very careful, very wary of those penalties, but he's still in the DRS range so far, still doing a good job. You just need to try and minimise those mistakes, but of course, look at this as well, going down towards 30. They get a moment in towards the corner there. The car wasn't responding. It was wiggling over the place. Yep, Keith says a 2-stop is a no-no. Unfortunately for me, I had to do a 2-stop because my tyre... But yeah, I had a race around in Australia a few months ago, or 2 months ago. I can't remember what it was, but it was the first race of the season. And I was forced into a 2-stop because my tyre wear. In the background, somebody spun his Yeast. Yeast got for a spin where Adrian Suter spun back in 2011. When he opened the DRS and spun around. Rising Star there. It seems like the driver is starting to lose the pace a little bit. A bit desperate as well, trying to get himself in DRS range, which he is. But he's tried to stay there, which he knows is very important. Is this the moment where Jeds can pull away? As Rising Star surely has the DRS now. But back to my story. I was doing a race around in Australia, qualified really well. And I had to do a 2-stop strategy with other people. I think 4 or 5 people did a 2-stop because we just couldn't make the tyres last at all. And I pitted on lap 27, which is very stupid. It may sound stupid, but believe me, the tyre wear was on 88%. I had to pit, otherwise the puncher. I still finished P9. Rising Star. The back of the car seems to be complaining a little bit too. The medical power tyres are past their best. He's got to be very careful now as Rising Star. This is the part of the race where this man from Saudi Arabia starts to struggle a bit. You can see as well sliding at the final corner. It is really difficult. The tyre temperatures will be skyrocketing too at this Grand Prix. A lot of load, a lot of energy. As who's that? Who was spun? Oh, it is Neymar. So Neymar has lost both of his end plates. No, it's not. It's Harry Kane. Harry Kane has spun out of the final corner and he has lost both of his end plates as well. What a shame for Harry Kane at the Australian Grand Prix as well. Not been a good start to the season for him as he would have hoped for. But a trip to the pits will be necessary for him. What a shame for Harry Kane there too. He actually won around here in Australia too last season ahead of Laser. But here this season, you can't do the same thing. It was season 16 actually, not season 17. But yeah, what a shame for the McLaren driver there, as we see him pick up a penalty as well in this race. I don't know if you agree with me, Keith. Are you on the wheel, Keith, or pad? But if anybody's on a pad around here, you can agree that it's just a bit difficult to save tyres. I know it's a one stop, but in the first stint, I tried to save the tyres. I knew I had to save the tyres, but I just couldn't. I really could not. Especially with people on the wheel too, would have a bit of advantage. As who's that? Is that Harry Kane again going for a spin? It is. Harry Kane's having a miserable look. But look at this. Jensen has pulled away and he's built up a 1 second gap. Not yet though, because Rising Star did have the DRS before the touch point as well. Oh, Rising Star is really pushing as well. Like I said, he is really struggling for grip now. He's on the brink of losing all the grip as well. Is Rising Star. Oh, massive slide as well. So it's not going well for Rising Star. His race pace, unfortunately, every single time, like I mentioned as well, it just seems to be struggling. He just can't seem to catch a break since last season. 2024 as well, he really did struggle to save tyres. I'm not quite sure if he has time trial settings or qualifying settings or not, but he really does need to think about the race pace as well, because it's just not working out for him at all. And now Mo surely has to get past. He needs to get past, otherwise Jensen's just going to pull away. But Keith says he's on the wheel. As Mo there rises to the back of Rising Star, he needs to overtake and try and catch up towards Jensen. If not, it could be over for him, as Jensen could pull away in free air. As here comes Mo up into P2, he goes ahead of Rising Star, who continues to struggle as we head down towards turn 11. He's up into P2, but Jensen has a 2 second gap already. This could be a bit difficult for Mo to close in on Jensen. The gap is 2 seconds. Does he have the pure pace on those medical pod tyres to try and bring that gap down? As Rising Star is the pit in. Lap 11 it is, at 29. And those tyres are surely gone. Truly gone as well. As Dylan is in the chat. Dylan, is it Dylan Vince from Division 3? Nice to have you in the chat, mate. Hopefully you're doing alright. The gap is 2.3 seconds now as Rising Star is going to do the early undercut. Oh, luckily for Rising Star, the car was ghosted. Otherwise, a massive smash in the pit lane would have happened. But out comes Rising Star. And Fireblaze too. Fireblaze is pitted as well, as he wants to undercut the guys ahead. We saw what happened to people in the Belgian Grand Prix, like Vacchio Jr., who pitted quite early and had to pay the price towards the end of the Grand Prix after his tyres had expired. As we see the Aston Martin in the background too, but that's Romovage on 2 lap forward hardcore powered tyres. So he pitted 2 laps ago, did the Aston Martin, but he did not get the undercut, which is surprising. He wasn't really too far away in the train, was the Aston Martin driver. So I wonder what happened there. For Romovage. Undercut is massive, and here comes the Roy of Velocio Jr. He's up into P2. He's up in second place. Is the man from Belgium ahead of Mo and Emo, and Yusuf Farouk is in P4. Velocio Jr.'s arch enemy is right there in P4. What's happened to Yusuf Shabek? How come he's not racing? I used to love it when those two were together, but maybe he's on holiday. I really hope that he comes back. So let's see if anybody else pits this lap, and it's going to be Jensen who pits, and Mo and Emo pits as well, which is quite ironic. Well, not ironic, but surprising, because usually the lead car gets the priority. Is that a safety car? A safety car has been deployed, and what's the reason? The Haas of Yeast has lost his front wing. Now, who does this benefit? Could it benefit Velocio Jr.? I don't think it can, you know. No, it can't, because the safety car came out, possibly the wrong time for him. I'm not quite sure if it does or not benefit him, but we'll see. But which means that Jensen reaches a P2, and here comes the Ferrari of Moenima. But Fireblaze as well, who'll be so disappointed, and Rising Star, because they're timed, they've got to slow down to respect the Delta, and unfortunately, they did not get the undercut on the guys that we're hoping for too. That's a massive shame. They pitched a lap early, But unfortunately, the safety car has really ruined it, and it's neutralised this race. I mean, in terms of context, what I meant to say, it didn't ruin the race, it ruined their strategy. That's what I meant to say, just for those people who thought I said ruin the race. But for Fireblaze's sake, and Rise of Star too, Rise of Star, poor him. His teammate jumped him, Mo Nemo's jumped him, and also Jensen too, which could be inevitable anyway, because Jensen had a massive gap. So Rise of Star, Fireblaze, their strategy hasn't paid dividends. They've been looking to the undercut, get track position, but it's not worked out for them at all, and they've got to do so much hard work as well in this race. Overtaking is so difficult around here, but Velocio Jr., it's an absolute no-brainer. But the question is, though, will he get ahead of Jensen? How much time do you save in the pit lane with the safety car come out? It might be a bit talk, I'm not quite sure, because obviously Jensen's going to slow down to respect his delta. So let's see if Jensen does rejoin back in first place, or will it be Junior who gets ahead? We're about to find out now. Here comes Jensen towards. I think Jensen will just get ahead. Obviously, he can't go full speed, full blast. There he is out of the pit lane, but will Jensen get ahead? It's like, maybe not. Let's have a look, find out. Always going to be nip and tuck, I think. Here he is. There we go. Is he coming out right now? As we see the Ferrari driver out right now. Yes, he does. He's up into P2. So he's back into P2. I thought Jensen would get stuck behind him, but he didn't. So that's very crucial for him too. Jensen has got to do it all again. He just broke the DRS in the race against Rise of Star, but the safety car has punched up everybody in this race, and so far Jensen's up into first place, back up into first, but he does not have the advantage of free air with Velocio Jr. P2. Now can try and see if he has the pace, try and catch up towards Jensen and stick with him. This is looking good for Ferrari. Both Ferraris in P2 and P3, great strategy calls as well. They are swapped around, but it doesn't matter, they're both on the podium, but both looking for the win as well. Could be a double Ferrari podium, but which order? Will any of the Ferrari driver will get a taste of victory, or will have to settle for P2 and P3? Because Jensen has got relentless pace as well, absolutely blistering pace as well, able to break out the DRS range, no problem. So safety car came out. It is very nice to have a safety car sometimes because it enables me to have a glass of water. Sometimes when you're a solo commentator, you forget to drink water because you want to talk the whole time, keep the action going, keep it entertained. So that's one of my biggest issues, is not drinking water, because obviously your throat is, well, it gets sore, it tightens up as well, and your vocal cords not clear either. So very important to stay hydrated through the commentary. But of course the drivers can't get hydrated because they're constantly like on the controller / wheel. What's Yusuf doing in P4? He's got a gap of 1.4 seconds there, but it should be no problem closing in. Obviously the drivers can't drink. Maybe they do on the straights, because sometimes on the straights I might pick up my can and have a drink. But yeah, for me it's very important because you're going to talk the whole time, making sure your voice is nice and truly prepared. Because I've had issues where I had lumps in my throat, literally. Not to quote the great Murray Walker, of course, but yeah, I've had sore lumps in my throat. Sometimes it's been really hard to speak, but yeah, I've got to keep the energy going. My voice gets tired as well after commentating for a 50% race, and an 80-minute qualifying session. Some of you guys know, I haven't finished analysis on the stream, but some of you know that I'm commentating for 24 hours. Not 24 hours, obviously, but a 24-hour go-karting team event in Lelystad in the Netherlands as well. And that's 24 hours, but obviously it's split into parts. So I'll be doing sections, and my co-commentators are Milan Langer, Bjorn Smith, and Jules van der Linden. All commentate with me too. And we're going to take it in turns. Sometimes we're all going to do it together, or two of us, then the next two, etc. We're splitting it into 4 different sections, but it should be very interesting. I cannot wait as well for that one. It's going to be such an incredible event. It's going to be my first ever time commentating in real life, and I wonder how it'll be. I'm very nervous, as you know. You can tell I care because I'm very nervous. If you don't care, then you don't. I mean, if you're not nervous, then you don't care. You know what I mean? But I'm super nervous. I get to meet a lot of new people from the community, F1 community as well, like esports teams, like IRT, like all the esports teams you see in like PSGL and bigger leagues as well. So I get to meet all of them. It's going to be such an entertaining and fun event, so I cannot wait for it. And if there is a live stream on YouTube, I'm not quite sure how it's going to be, because it could be a trackside thing where you talk at the tannoy and it comes with a speaker on trackside. But if there is a YouTube live stream, I will send the link in the chat and you can listen to my IRL comms, and I'm sure it's going to be an absolute thriller of a race too. But we're back to racing. We're in the second half of the race here in Melbourne, and this one so far is far from over. The field has reset after pit stops. Everybody's on fresh rubber, and the fight for the win is heated up under the Australian sun. Jensen continues to lead though, cool as you like out front, but the two Ferraris are swarming behind him, with AO Jr. and Moronimo landing him up as well. It's going to be Alpine versus the Proton horses at the proper street fights around Albert Park. Albert Park wasn't really classed as a street circuit. It was like a semi-street circuit, but I think it is a street circuit properly now. As we head towards the final corner we go then, it's going to be lap 79.29, and Jensen's got an 8/10 gap over Felicio Jr. 9/10, the gap keeps building up, so he may call the Ferrari napping, and that could be a disadvantage already for Felicio Jr. in second place there. That could be a big shot winning the Grand Prix too, because it's so important to stay within the DRS range, but already Jensen is streaking away. The gap is 1 second here, and that's going to be painful to bring down too. Jensen, of course, who won the Belgian Grand Prix, looking for 2 for 2. He won three races in a row last season after his disappointing race in Mexico. Came back to win 3 races in a row, and we know Jensen is very good at taking back-to-back victories as well, especially in SFR, and leads to a very strong driver. But sometimes he does have his mistakes as well, like we saw last season, but has he rectified them? I think he certainly has, but not to put the commentators cursing him. The advantage you could dare say for Lochiev Jr. is that the tyre difference is 1 lap. Yes, it doesn't sound like anything, but it is a little bit of a difference or not, I'm not quite sure. It does mean a little bit, but not too much. But I'm pretty sure Jensen can negate that. The gap was under a second momentarily, but it's back up to 1.3, so I wonder if Lochiev Jr. made a mistake in towards turn 13 there, just trying to push hard as he can. And he'll be so devastated knowing that he could try and stay with Jensen to have the DRS at the back of him, but now he's got to think behind, because he's the leader of the DRS train, and that could pay the price towards the end of the Grand Prix 2, being the leader of this DRS train. Because Yusuf Farouk, a Division 2 driver from last season, is up into P4, once again, very promising, and outclassing the rest of the Division 1 drivers full-time from previous season 2. What a fantastic race it's been so far from the Racing Bull driver, and Sammy's up into P12 ahead of MDJ2. Peter Dalwards have got penalties as Yeast is attempting an overtake on MDJ, but he's a bit too far back to make a move on that occasion. There he is in the Haas, right behind MDJ. MDJ, we knew he's a very quick driver back in season 15, of course, a championship contender against Hurricane and Laser, but unfortunately, he hasn't really played much on the F1 game, and he is lacking pace, as you can see there, but hopefully he does find his form one day. I believe in him. It just takes a little bit of time as well, it takes a bit of process, but Velocio Jr. now exposed in P2. We're exposed because he's got no DRS up the back of Jensen, and he's got his teammates and Yusuf in P4 as well. Can his teammate do a massive favour? How close are these two in terms of teammates? Do they know each other? Are they that close? Because Moronimo could do Junior a favour. Knowing that Jensen's far away and out of the picture, he could potentially hold up both Racing Bulls. Use the DRS to the back of his teammate, keep Yusuf behind in P4, and help him stay in P2. Is that the case? We're about to find out in the last 10 laps of the Grand Prix, but I think Velocio Jr. will be absolutely nervous, looking at the back of his shoulders. But the guys behind the DRS2, 4 DRS zones around here too, and it's so difficult to break away from the DRS. Well, Jensen has proved it to be wrong, but Fireblaze and P6 there got caught up on a pit stop, pitted 1 lap earlier, and unfortunately the safety car came out, which meant he couldn't get the undercut the guys ahead. He could have been the one being in P2 and P3, him and Rising Star, but unfortunately things change in the Grand Prix with uncontrollable circumstances, as Rising Star is on the back of his teammate too, which is very important. And just here comes the Ferrari of Mo and Emo, who goes up into P2 now ahead of his teammate, while both Racing Bulls in the background are looking to try to trade places. I'm quite surprised Rising Star is attacking his teammate. Surely he gave his teammate all the chances to try and get a podium. The podium is right there for the taking. Burmeister has got a 3-second penalty, and so has Adams for the second time, I think. As in the background, you can see that Romovac is struggling for traction there. He's got a whole train of cars behind him. Already, he's dropped out of DRS range. As the Aston Martin driver there is lacking pace, of course. On his peak days in F1, Romovac was a force to be reckoned with. But, of course, people do struggle in the new games. I struggle in this game too. That's no way you're going to go down the inside towards turn 1. It is for Burmeister. He's up into P7 now. Or P7 ahead of the Aston Martin driver there. I thought Fireblaze was looking for a move. He is stuck, frustrated in that DRS train. Maybe the last lap in qualifying has really cost him too, because he didn't get a personal best. He was looking to go for a slipstream right behind his teammate Jensen, but unfortunately couldn't get that slipstream, and it's really compromised and cost him the race too. That could have been the peak of his story too. He got nailed by Velocio Jr. at the start of the race as he lost traction out of turn 1 and was all over the place really, and unfortunately couldn't recover since then. As he now rides to the back of the Racing Bull driver as we head down in towards number 10. There's Jensen in the foreground, well ahead, 2.2. He's just chilling. Well, he's not really chilling. You've got to pay attention at all times, of course. As Jensen, Hurricane has got a 3-second penalty. Unfortunately for him, down in P10. It's going bad to worse there for the McLaren driver. But hopefully, Hurricane is back to where he should be and compete with the rest of the guys at the top of the field. As you see, Fireblaze there creeping on the back of Rising Star. The battle for P3 looks very interesting. P2 actually as well, looking very interesting. But so far, both Ferraris have a track position over both of the Racing Bulls in P4, P5. They can play this to their advantage as well if they play it smartly. Oh, Yusuf! Yes, Yusuf has got a 3-second penalty, unfortunately, for him. What a shame for him. I would have loved to see him get a podium here in Division 1 for his second race here as well, because he was a Division 2 driver last season, promoted into Division 1. But unfortunately, track limits has cost him. And unfortunately for him, the chances of a podium is now getting slimmer and slimmer. Penalties can be very easily picked up around here as well. You can pay attention at all times, adapt to every single situation. He needs to spun, however. Where's that for him? He's down in, there he is, 14th place. And Velocio Jr. is about to get past his teammate. He does. He's up into P2 and now ahead of Mo and Nemo. Whilst the trio behind us of Fireblaze, Rising Star and Yusuf Farouk are still there. Fireblaze looking to get past, but it's so frustrating to be stuck behind both Racing Bulls. Knowing you got the pace, but unfortunately you can't use it. You can't do anything about it whatsoever. You're going to suffer in P6 there, and just look at the back of the rear wing of these cars. It must be so infuriating being stuck in the DRS train. You're just hoping that something happens in front of you. And something does happen sometimes, because look at that. Yusuf is outside the DRS range. But the question is, did he get it? No, he didn't. He may be under a second, but not at the detection point, which could be costly, because the guy ahead of him does have DRS, which is Mo and Nemo. So maybe on the straight, Yusuf will lose that advantage, and therefore be out of DRS range. Fireblaze is still there, but Yusuf, however, has somehow managed to keep himself in DRS range, as Yeast has called it a day, and unfortunately for him, he's out of the Grand Prix and retired. So he kept going as best he could, but unfortunately he just struggled around here in Australia, and he's out of the race. So there's down to 13 people around Phillip Island, sorry, I would say Melbourne. Of course, Phillip Island is where MotoGP race at. Have they been to Phillip Island yet this season? I don't think they have they? Is it late on the season? I don't recall them having a race around there, but it's usually good, especially the long straight headed down towards Tier 1. You get plenty of action around that track as well. Once again, we're watching Yusuf Rising Star Fireblaze, but Yusuf this time is surely out of DRS range. The gap is 1 second, so maybe his team of Rising Star can get ahead, and so can Fireblaze too. The gap is down to 1.9, so Volochev Jr. has been finding time, but not too much though. Could Ferrari play the team game here and try and swap both drivers? We saw the Austrian Grand Prix. Do you remember Div 2 at the Austrian Grand Prix? For those who don't remember, it was Joachim who led in first place. Burmeister and Lord Danny Boy, they spent half the race swapping places for P2 and P3. They traded DRS every single lap. They passed each other every single DRS, well, every single straight, except I think turn 1. Yeah, obviously not turn 1. And they did it beautifully as well, as they worked in harmony together to try and catch the race leader, and it worked to a certain degree, but they caught up to him on the last lap of the Grand Prix, which gave him one chance only to overtake him. And let's see if both Ferraris do that, as Mo is up into P2. Maybe that's the only chance Ferrari have. Try and use each other for DRS and get past. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You've got to be in sync with it. And here comes Rising Star up into P4 ahead of Yusuf now. And here comes Fireblade, but he's a bit too far back on this occasion. He must be so frustrated here in Australia. His race got ruined ever since the safety car came out. He's always got potential, you know, Fireblades. I've seen him in different leagues. He's got good pace, but he's just a guy who's always unlucky. I don't know what's wrong, but he just seems to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, unfortunately. It really is a shame for him. Like, a very nice guy, very funny guy indeed for those who know him. And for some reason, just can't seem to find himself in the right situations. But maybe now, in towards turn 3, diving the inside, Birds has to bail out. No! He locks up, he goes deep, and Fireblades is through. But they're still side by side, in towards turn 4, they go into contact, as, look at that, Fireblades lost traction, and Yusuf is in the wall. It was the merest of touches there, wasn't it? As I think Yusuf encountered understeer, and drove into the side of the RP driver. It's such a tight corner, if you remember as well. Do you remember Suzuki Nakajima, who crashed there back in 2008 as well, on the exit of the corner, and also Sebastian Vettel too. But unfortunately, Fireblades is outside the DRS range now of Rising Star, so he did get ahead of one driver, but still compromised. I was hoping to stay in the DRS range and not lose too much time. But the gap is 3 seconds there. It keeps increasing between Jensen and Morinimo, so Jensen has got this covered unless a safety car comes out, as yellow flags there as well. It's looking so... But the gap is 3 seconds, not in trouble whatsoever, as long as the Brit keeps it nice and clean with no penalties whatsoever. This should go his way, unless of course he picks up a penalty and a safety car comes out as well. The Ferrari drivers though, this is a race of pride now between these two. The best of the Ferrari drivers. Which one will it be? Are they both running the same helmet? Let's have a look, shall we? I think they are, aren't they? Yeah, they're both running the same helmet. I don't know if they know each other or not. Morinimo and Volochev Jr. Let's see where he's from. I know Volochev Jr. In fact, there's no flags. Yeah, no flags for those two. I know Volochev Jr. is from Belgium because we speak occasionally. Do me and Volochev Jr. So I know he's from there, but I don't know where Morinimo's from. But however, both Ferraris doing an exceptional job, especially Volochev Jr.'s P3. Ever since he joined SFR in Division 2, yes, he had a slow start. Yes, he had a few moments as well, but sometimes you need those moments as well to be a better driver, and it's certainly proven to be a great drive as well. He missed on the podium in the Belgian Grand Prix because simply just lacked pace in the second stint, didn't have the pace to contend with the guys at the front of the field. But now here in Australia, he's doing such a mega job. Both of them too. I'm really impressed with both drivers so far this season, and they could be well in contention if they keep it nice and clean. Jensen's such a high, don't get it wrong, Jensen is such a high class tier, top tier caliber driver. He really is. He's in SCI, which is Shazoo, and not CPI. What team is converted as Shazoo? Is it CPI and Shazoo are converted together? And for those who don't know, Shazoo and CPI are two big esports teams merged into one. Yeah, John Mobe says they're Belgium and friends with... Let me go on the stream to watch that, let's look at that, because I can't seem to find it. It just went off the screen there, because I'm not on the YouTube, I'm reading it from the PlayStation side. Friends with Dylan. Yeah, Dylan Vince. Yeah. So they are friends. So I wonder if they've been working together the whole time then, talking the strategy, making sure they keep ahead of both racing bull drivers. I'm not able to catch Jensen. He's well at the picture now. as Rise of Star is under threat from Fireblaze right behind too. And here we go between these two, between Rise of Star and Fireblaze. I believe these two have battled quite a lot as well in the past season with each other. Rise of Star is still in the race to bull like he was last season too. Fireblaze has switched teams to Alpine, and this is the team that he lost to last season too, which must be a shame for him to be in a team which he lost out to last season. I think he was in the Ferrari last season. I can't exactly remember. It wasn't even a long time ago either, but times have changed. This race has absolutely flown by. I've enjoyed it. It's not been the race we expected or wanted, not high expectations. Well, it is high expectations, but unfortunately with a low turnout. But it's still, I enjoy it. I enjoy every single race because there's always something to talk about, whether it's the racing or things in general. I just enjoy commentating in general. That's one of my main hobbies. It's not a job to me, this. Even though the attendance does annoy me sometimes because I try to put a lot of effort into it, I try to keep it nice and fun as well, not take it too seriously, and just have a bit of fun with it. And now you can see that Fireblaze right behind there with the DRS wide open. And let's see, can he get past Rise of Star? He can't, he's just too far behind, but of course, waiting for the right opportunity. And I wonder what both Ferrari drivers are going to do as well. It's nice to see both of them on the podium together as well, because Mo and Nemo did the opposite strategy. I think he went from harsh to mediums back at the Belgian Grand Prix. Paid dividends as well. Finished in P2, I believe it was, did Mo and Nemo. And this time his teammate is going to be the podium with him too, after snatching it away from it in the closing stage of the Grand Prix. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in this race haven't picked up a 3-second penalty. Just be wary of me because I've got something in my throat, so just be a few seconds. I am back. Oh, look at this, on the grass. And that's Veloci up the inside there of his own teammate. You don't want to be causing contact, especially when you're both up there in P2 and P3. I literally had a lump in my throat. But that was clever there for Veloci Jr. Knowing he had the DRS on the second straight, therefore can negate any attack from Mo and Nemo behind and stay in P2. But however, whatever the turnout is, it's a great drive from both Ferrari drivers there in P2 and P3. I think Veloci Jr. might be kicking himself a bit, knowing that he might have got caught napping there, as Neymar does get past MDJ. This is a pride for the fast lap attempt as he goes around the outside there in towards turn on the turn 10. The battle is still over between both of them there, but let's see what happens. And we're on the final lap in Melbourne, and what a drive it's been so far from Jensen. Back-to-back brilliance from the RP driver, who absolutely owned the streets of Albert Park today. He started from pole, soaked up the early pressure, nailed the strategy, and when it mattered the most, he pulled away from the pack. This has been a championship drive from start to finish. Calm, calculated and commanding. As we still got our battle of P2 going on, so let's go on board with these two to see what they're going to do. And Mo Nemo this time around has the DRS on his own teammate. He's gaining, but surely not down the inside towards turn 9. It's too far away to do that, but maybe in towards turn 11 we go. Let's see if the Ferrari is close enough to make a move down towards 11. No, he's not. He did get the exit he needed out there. I surely won't dive on it in towards 11. He won't, as Fireblaze does get ahead of Rise of Star. Back on board with this man in P1. It's been a brilliant day. But this day it's all about Jensen. 2 races, 2 wins, and he's going to send a clear message to the rest of the field. Catch me if you can. And he wins the Australian Grand Prix. A fantastic drive from Jensen once again. Jensen wins as Veloci Jr. is in P2 ahead of Mo and Nemo. Fireblaze in P4. I wanted to do a James Allison commentary style when he did Jensen Button 1, but I messed it up, unfortunately. I was a bit too late with it. I only just thought about it too, because remember when Jensen Button won back at the Hungarian Grand Prix? I was going to do the exact same thing. But what a fantastic drive from Jensen as well, just sending a clear threat He's a true threat to the rest of the field. And Alpine, like they were last season, are on a flying start to the top of the standings. Ferrari look at the rest of the podium and he's going to game on in the championship too. What a race, what a drive, and let's see what happens in the next coming races of the season 2. I don't know why I got a lump in my throat there, it just came out of nowhere too, so hopefully it goes because that was very annoying. I had to literally clear my throat out as well to try and announce Jensen's win before it ended. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But you wouldn't expect it to happen, especially when a stale race like this. But anyways, Jensen wins ahead of both Ferrari drivers, a double Ferrari podium. Fireblaze started P4, finished in P4, 2 P4s in a row for Fireblaze. Hopefully it doesn't become a constant thing. But he's a regular top 5 finisher. Is Fireblaze. Sorry, I'm hearing Harry Kane in the game chat. Bearmeister P5 ahead of Rising Star. Ramavaj in P7. Am I in the party? Yeah, I heard Harry Kane in the game chat, so that was quite confusing there. Ramavaj in P7 ahead of Yusuf. Aiden's P9 and Harry Kane in P10. And there is the rest of the field then. Yeast is the only driver who was retired in this race. Shall we get the top 3 in the podium interviews? Why not? I don't really do podiums like I used to in other leagues because I don't like to speak to the drivers. Now I'm only kidding, but unfortunately I got it's too time consuming. Rise of Star, Fireblaze, as you understand, they're both not happy with that safety car coming out. It really did cost them the race as well. They got undercutted by 3 people. Or overcutted, shall I say. But let's hear from the rest of the guys. Hopefully Jensen does join. And we'll get the rest of them in too. So Jensen has joined. We're just waiting for the Belgians. If I can find his tag. The Brit is in. We're just waiting for the 2 Belgians to join, and we can kick-start this podium interview. Starting with 3rd place, but of course they're not here yet. Dylan says Jensen guy is crazy. Yeah, he is crazy. He's in PSG for a reason. He is in Shazoo, well, CSI, what it stands for these days. What does it stand for, Jensen? SCI.
Shazoo Seeders Igniters. Like a merge with Shizou and
CPI.
Yeah.
I'm quite surprised, you know, because I don't really see merges like that these days, especially with CPI and Shazoo, because I know CPI is a big team, but I didn't expect them to be that big. To join with, Shazoo. I got told Amino is from Belgium, but never mind, my bad. John Mobe's giving me the wrong information. Oh my, Velocio Jr. wants an invite, but he's in the party chat already. He's in the group. I hate doing podium interviews, but yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna join or not.
Velocio Jr. is. I can hear him in the game chat for some reason. Hello, mate. Hello, mate. Can you get your mate in the party, please, if you don't mind?
He doesn't want to do the interview today.
That's good for me. Anyways, we'll start with you, mate. So, with the disappointment from your home Grand Prix in Belgium, from starting from pole and falling backwards, you rise to Division P2, mate. How do you feel?
Quite happy, to be honest, with the race. The first stint was very boring, just sitting back in the DRS train and managing the pace. But yeah, I was kind of lucky with the safety car because I had to extend 1 more lap because my teammate had to pit the lap before me. I was hoping to be in P1, so then I had a bigger chance to maybe win the race, because Jensen is a bit too quick at the moment.
Yeah, he is indeed as well. And what happened at the safety car restart? Did you simply didn't get the restart you needed? Was you expected Jensen to pull away a little bit later?
No, the tires were too cold. I couldn't do really anything. And then I think later that lap I also went like a bit in the gravel, and then that was done. After that I just tried to get back into the DRS with my teammate, but it didn't help. And after, I don't know which lap it was, we decided to just have just race for the position. And I managed to overtake him. That's it.
You two seems to be like working well with each other as well, and I think you helped each other during the Grand Prix to keep both racing bulls at bay as well, because they never got past. It's like you two just formed a brick wall and kept those two at bay as well. But when Jensen was out in front and built a gap ahead of you after the safety car restart, were you expect to drop down the order with the guys behind you having DRS? Was you expecting that type of thing?
The thing is, I expected us to get back into Jensen's DRS, but after a lap, it was clear that he was just too quick today, and we didn't really felt a threat from behind because there were guys with 3 seconds of penalties, and we also managed to clear them from the DRS. I think we had like a gap of 2.5 seconds, so I think we were just in a comfortable position to race for the position, and I hope everyone enjoyed it.
And also, with you and your teammate as well, new teammate this season, and you're in Division 1, so both of you are new in towards this division. And are you communicating with your teammate in any way? Do you two talk as well? Do you discuss strategy? Do you help each other? Are you helping each other this season?
Yeah, sure. First race we decided to go separate, but from now on we will be, like today, just be in a party and communicating. I think it's very easy to gain places when you work together with your teammate. Unlike last year with me, no more drama this year.
I said that on stream as well in qualifying that you had drama with a certain person in Division 1 from a Division 2 last season. So yeah, I know you've had problems with your teammates in the past. I don't think it's your fault. It's just I know that the other person was friends with another person, very close friends. That's why it happened, and you got put at disadvantage already. So yeah, it's not your fault. Was out of your control. But luckily for you, I think you got a solid team this season.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I chose him as my teammate because we actually used to race in a different league. We were like championship rivals, so it's quite ironically because things got heated back then. But now I think we respect each other. We work together and we try to get the maximum points for Ferrari.
But if it does come down to it, if it's a championship fight between you two, will things get heated again?
That's a tough question. I hope not, but you never know. You never know. But we try to keep it clean this year. We also do co-op, and we keep it clean there. So I don't think there will be any more drama between us.
That's very good. Working in harmony together, trying to get the best possible result. But final question from me: how do you feel for the Chinese Grand Prix next week?
China is. I like the track. I think last year in Division 2 was my first race where I got pole position. So I feel confident, but I need to practice because I haven't driven it too much this year. So yeah, I will try get the practice in and be there next week.
Thank you, Val, mate. Appreciate it a lot, and I'll speak to you next week if you're there. But yeah, well done for you today.
Thank you.
And hopefully you can continue this momentum throughout the rest of the season.
Yes, cheers, mate.
You're welcome. And now we move on to the race winner. So Jensen, 2 wins in a row, and that qualifying lap was absolutely sensational. A 14.9. And you know what's funny? I said that 14.9 could be on. I said I saw somebody do a 40.9, and I said that a minute before you did it as well, and you actually went and did it. So I was so shocked, so surprised as well And yeah, what a fantastic that time qualifying was. Just talk us through the race, mate. I don't really think you got much to say really, because you just dominated. But yeah, talk us through.
Oh, I had a few things to say, and I just watched Jarno Opmeer go from P4 on the final lap to winning the PSGO race in the pits.
Spoilers.
It was running P4, just pitted, and he ended up overtaking everyone through the pits and won the race.
Did he?
Yeah, that was actually insane. But directed away from that, yeah, I think probably perfect race tonight. I mean, quality lap could have been better, but I mean, yeah, I think the slipstream kind of brought it back a little. Otherwise, yeah, I think because my PB was a 14.9, but yeah, it managed to put me in the 14, so that's slips. So thanks to my teammate Fireblaze there. But yeah, in the race is kind of saving the tyres really. I was up front. I didn't have to deal with much of the dirty air, and I was kind of controlling it. And I think everyone's tyres just dropped away a bit to it, like a lot earlier than I. And yeah, I started to get a gap. I was able to pit a lap later, but the safety car came out, and then that kind of mixed everything up again, because I mean I probably would have been in the same situation by the end of the race if there was no safety car. But yeah, in the end I got the safety car restart. I think Veloce might have had the cold tyres because he was right behind me, but he really lost a lot of time on the exit of the final corner. But I knew that was my chance to push everything and get the gap, and yeah, didn't really look back. Just basically just saving my battery and my tyres, and yeah, it's all just gonna come to me at the end.
Well, thank you for that, because it saves me asking you a lot of questions. I like it when drivers do that, just talk their way through the race, so I don't have to think of it or ask any questions. But I do have a question for you as well, like the championship fight. Like last season in Mexico, difficult start. Obviously, Inter wasn't the way to go. But obviously, you knew it was the wrong tyre, but unfortunately, you didn't change it. And after that, it was 3 wins in a row. But obviously, you didn't appear much as well. You had a few DNSs, but I know you have it in you to win this championship and to fight for the championship too. So, is it what's your targets? What upcoming races? Just continue what you're doing right now, not think about the championship, just doing one race at a time.
I mean, I'll just go into the race and just do it pretty much. And yeah, I mean, I don't mind where I finish. I mean, I think the point system is the same as last season, so as long as you finish it up there every week, it's kind of doing you a good favour. But obviously, taking a win each time is obviously a lot better than just your average result. But I mean, I have won 2 races in a row already, but like everyone's still very close. Like Amino's only 7 points behind me or so.
Yeah.
And he came 3rd and 2nd, and if it was like normal points, it'd be 14. I would have a 14 gap, so it's going to be a lot closer. It's just going to be based on consistency.
Well, thank you very much, mate. And I just watched that as well. Like, you all know what, mate, doing a Michael Schumacher type move there and winning in the pit lane. So yeah, that was very interesting. But that was very smart, but very cheeky. But was it legal? That's the question. But yeah. Thank you very much, Jedson, for joining me in the podium interviews. Absolute pleasure to have you as always. And for your teammates' sake as well, like, you and your teammate, you know each other. You've raced with each other for quite a long time. And you know Fireblaze as well. Like, he does suffer bad luck. It must be said. He just can't catch a break as well. He, like, tried to help him progress as well, because you are a very quick driver. You give advice to your teammate as well, help him with the setup, etc., help him improve his racecraft. Will you be trying to help your team as well, be on the podium with you more as well during the races?
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, obviously I might have had a little bit over him today, but there's definitely going to be races where he's going to have a bit more, and I'll be able to help him back in those ones. He hasn't had a win from his 2 seasons, so yeah, he deserves to have one, and he's really good for me as a teammate, and yeah. He's had 2 P4s now. His 1st and 4th in the first 2 races is pretty good for our team. So hopefully, carry that on, and hopefully, gets in the championship battle as well.
Yeah, 2 firsts and 2 fourths. Sorry, and you know Fireblaze as well. He is a very consistent driver. He will always bring a top 5 finish as well. but he doesn't really have the fire in him to try and win Grand Prix like he did last season. That's quite ironic there as well with his name, but hopefully he does, and I really hope he gets back up there too, like he always is. But yeah, thank you very much, Jensen. Pleasure to have you in the comms box with me. Well, obviously towards the end of the Grand Prix. And that's it then for Division 1 for the Australian Grand Prix. The third race of the season will be in China. Of course, Monday, Tuesday is at 7:30 and 8. So join them back for Division 2 and Division 3 in China. And this division will be back at 7:30 for Division 1's race at the Chinese Grand Prix. See you all later, and goodbye for now. Take care.